And I think, yes, we are live. We are live. And welcome, everybody, YouTube. This is going great. This is going beautiful. I'm loving this. Just exactly as we planned. I'm TPing here, but also I have a runner. So I will be TPing here, but I have a runner. I already gave the whole thing since yesterday. I kept my bullish bias. I had all of these orders here. I was expecting a bumpy ride. All of this. Let me give me 1 second here before I forget. Copy here and let me see. Here we have the groups. So I don't know why this is not showing up here. Oh, there we go. Okay, now we're talking. And yeah, this is absolutely predict like you know based on probabilities, it was predictable. People in the groups notice I mentioned the 1854 being the interest point. This is why. So I was, I'm tricking the markets because I have a magic ball. I'm kidding. Look, look, we just tapped into here. So just so you know, I TP'd here right now, partials. I plan to TP here, another partial. I plan to leave this runner. I think today we see this and another partial. Been calling this level since yesterday, and who knows. Now this above here, it's a little bit hard. Okay, so above here is a little bit hard, but all of this bumpy ride. Already expected this. No surprises here. Absolutely none. There was nothing weird about this for me, not for me. I kept talking about it, or even publicly, just so none of this is weird. This is the NYSE Open. Had orders since yesterday, bought here, and bought here. By the way, this one got this TP, and I mean this two got out because I TP'd here at this wick this morning, and I moved to break even both. And this one I moved a little bit like around here, so the not even break even, but a little bit of profit, and took me those two out. This one is good, and I added another one around here as we rejected. Um, Before I forget, let me do this. I think, wait, I think I didn't do something here. Should have done. Got to do everyone. There we go. Now, there we go. We might get a week coming down, but that's not a big issue, anyways. We might get a week. That would be weird. Like, not really weird. We don't have a wick, do we? Like a small one. Yeah. Yeah, we might get a week. No problem. We are way far, like, we're really far away from danger. Quite far. Good morning, brother. Good morning, Sanjam. I still haven't figured out how to keep this at the top. Let me see. High floating, blah, blah, blah. BE today. Gold is crazy. Yeah. I mean, gold did move aggressively here from here to here, but like if you look at the higher time frame view, still nothing too weird, right? Like I don't know. Maybe it's because I was expecting it so much. I don't find it weird, but yeah, it would make sense that if you're trying to scalp the thing here, it becomes like a mess.
I took buy over here and there, and I lost.
Oh, yeah, you bought the
Go
top.
to 5 minute.
Give me 1 second. Let me see. Let's see why. You bought here?
Uh, no, on the break of yeah, here. And second attempt was this one.
Oh, okay. Right
Mm,
above here. Yeah, you know what? I don't think you did like a bad move. You bought here, right?
yeah.
So if I would have been like if I since I'm playing a little bit more with 5 minute candles, I would have
Mm,
been doing. Oh, this is a nice tap to continue going up. I what I would do here, I think. I mean, I'm not a pro on 5 minutes, but instead of
yeah.
buying here necessarily, I would have been buying as we break above this one. Cause,
Okay.
cause this is the new resistance, and this is literally what happened yesterday. You see this candle wick rejection from the zone. So now you can trust that if this one respects this previous resistance, you can actually buy closer to here and put
Mm.
stop loss like below this one, the bullish one, and this could push you up to here and maybe here. Oh, yeah, exactly this place, closure here. So that would have been like a quick hyper scalp.
This one is a bearish candle. This 5 minute candle, and I saw a rejection wick, and this one doji. I took buy over here again.
Yeah,
The price
I don't
will
think it was such a honestly, I don't think it was a bad
bad.
a trade.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it was a
Okay.
bad trade. It made sense at the moment, right?
Yeah.
It made sense at the moment. Yeah, but so the one thing that I'm trying to do more, apart from the fact that today I woke
And
up.
I used Kevin's 50% Fibonacci rule, and I closed my trade over here. And again, when this candle was like a rejection week, then I thought it will grab liquidity. It is trying to go down first to move price up, and I closed my trade again over here.
Yeah. Well, I mean
But
that's the
I
problem.
tried to keep my stop loss very small.
So the one thing that maybe also it's good to pay attention to is what's
Mm.
going on with the candles on the higher time frames.
Yeah, yeah.
For example, um, the
The
moment.
problem with my
Oh, I
Oenda
love this.
and MT5 was that MT5 in a MT5 this candle is
Hey, good morning,
with
Joseph.
this week was below the previous 30-minute candle, and on Oenda 30-minute week is above.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I
This
don't
was
think
also
you can be consistent doing exactly what you're doing. I don't see an issue with what you did right there.
okay.
Wow, this is such a
Mhm.
nice day. I love this day. Like I woke up so positive. Antonio Ramirez, hi Joel, breaking that ranging zone. We should wait for that end of the candle to see if we can scalp that last range, right? You see, so that there's a little bit of a thing here because this is a aggressive area. So if you want to scalp this one out, it's tricky. We moved enough, so this one and this already tapped into here, so this could just shoot up. And I'm not an expert in 5 minute entries after it moved so much, so I couldn't say on 5 minute. I could say that this was a good buy. Like if you tapped, so it's just that I shared this only on the Slack, right? That was the problem. Because I said in the Slack, my point of interest for this correction here is 1854, and look. 1854, boom, rejection, closure here. Right here, you could have bought here as we close right above here. So there's one thing that I noticed people are not. Maybe this is something that it would be good that you all of you back test. If you see, you can actually screenshot this. Okay, screenshot this, back test this thing, this right here. Let me see if I can remove all of this. Screenshot this. Whenever you see this, a key zone. This is 155, 1855. This is a key zone from where price had a aggressive move, and in the past, you're gonna notice we have a lot of liquidity around the same area. You see, a lot of rejections. So whenever you have a zone that becomes respected, if you see aggressive moves during high volume and you see something like this, I think it was even, yeah, look at the 30 minute. Even the 30 minute was a better confirmation for that one. But if you see a closure against the zone with a big wick and it closes above this, this is actually an entry for zone traders like me. I think I said this before on another stream. This is actually a zone trading entry. So you could have either entered here or you could have entered as we broke above this one if you didn't feel so good, about it. So, but you can back test this one out. But it has to be, wow, this is nice. Here we go. Here we go. Coming up. Yeah, the stream today, I'm having an issue with the fact that I don't know if I should stream earlier because then, like the last entry I just had today was right here as we broke above this thing, and that happened right before the stream. You see, this was right before I streamed because but we discussed this in like on Slack. But that's the problem. I cannot be discussing this like everywhere. Too many groups at this point. But we discussed the 1854 area. Discussed this morning, I think on Slack, on Telegram, maybe I don't remember, that that I'm expecting a bumpy road to break above 1860. Why? Because this is a key level. Now, why was I so focused on 1860 being broken, broken today, since yesterday, but especially today? The key to that, the answer to that is the daily. Look at the freaking daily. Look. I've talked about this wick many times. This wick not only tapped here, but this wick is also way above the previous level and the previous limit, meaning this is what I keep calling the intention wick. When you break above an important level and you go way above it, then it becomes intention, meaning next time we move from a liquidity zone, there's a really high chance we not only fill the wick, but sometimes reach the top. This is what I'm aiming today. 18, I keep saying this, I keep repeating this level. I will TP here. I already took profit. I'm gonna take like 4 TPs. I TP'd right now at 60. TP'd here, 80-60, right? Because now this is I still know 1860 is a strong level, so I TP'd here. Now we broke above it enough, so that's good. That's good news for the NYC session now that we are about to enter. 1864.500 is my next TP. Okay, 1864.500. Next TP will be 1860 here. I'm gonna show it so because the whole idea of this is that that you guys see what I see, right? Just in case you want to back test and maybe learn this type of trading. 1867. Why do I keep saying 1867.500 since yesterday? Because of this. Look, where do you have body closures and many wicks visiting? When we came from here. So this is my next TP, right? Next and final TP up here. the 1865. Now, 75, 1875. That's if we get there, right? Now, if we don't get there, we could actually reject from here. That's okay. But if we get there for whatever reason, I will be looking aggressively at sales. Okay. For if for whatever reason we see 1875 this week, I will be aggressively looking to sell this thing. Aggressively meaning a nice, position entry, because this could become a nice swing trade, and I'm willing to have enough space to be wrong. So for that one, I would actually maybe place a sell limit around that area, and I even gave the limit levels. I think I would place the limit around here, 1876, something like that. 1876.700, I think it was. Yeah, around 700 there. I would place a sell limit there with the stop loss here to go and catch a potential push here. Even if we're gonna go up, there's a really high probability. All of this is based on probabilities, right? So if for whatever reason we get here, there's a really high probability price, even if it wants to go up, still gets to this level because it's an important level before it continues going up. But also, this could be the level from where we fall. So that's why I love this type of sell limits, because if I buy the very top, if it happens, if we get there, right? It's all iffy, because we never know what the market wants to do. We only can take, educated probability based guess. There you go. So if I have this expectation, even if we're gonna continue going up, then I can enter here. And the moment we tap into here, which is 1867, I'm gonna mute you for now, or you can, let me see. Yeah, because making. So the reason why I would enter here to take profits here is because I have enough space to be wrong, right? I have enough space to be wrong. I know the chart looks a little bit messy. I have a lot of lines, but from here to here, let me make it bigger. There you go. But I just wanted you to see from where I'm pulling this zone. From here to here, if it gets triggered, I would have enough space to be wrong, because I could actually expect there's a really high probability from here. You see some pullbacks coming down the area, and I can actually, the moment I see this rejecting, because this is a big zone, I could literally do this, move to break even, just let it, do this. Yeah, but it wasn't you, Maria. It was actually Samjan making the noise.
What? No, I was muted.
Oh, it was you. It wasn't you.
No.
Oh, I
Mm,
saw it. I saw this moving when it was sounding. Oh, it was Maria then. There you go, Maria. You're to blame. So yeah, so it's okay. So yeah, so no biggie here. Today it's buying day, and I noticed something interesting yesterday. I noticed something interesting yesterday. Pretty much everybody was bearish yesterday. Like almost everybody. Like, I don't know. Like, all the traders I followed were still like bearish just because of this visit yesterday here. I didn't quite understand it, which is why I was sharing my bullish bias with everybody, because I noticed that I was pretty much kind of like the only one that was bearish. I mean, bullish. So I mean, look, we're right here. We are right here at the level. Moved from here. I started buying all of this pullback. This, I mean, liquidity grabbing thing here, and we're all the way up here. But yesterday, what happened? What happened was la 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 here. So yesterday we did this, and the moment we saw this, I noticed many people were kind of like thinking this was a fake out or some sort of, I don't know. But the problem is that if you don't keep in mind how price reacts to zones, you're gonna be thinking that's a fake out because you just have to look left. Price will always tell you. So this is like a girlfriend that you have like if you were dating and you had the privilege of having like her live record of everything she's done, you would be really happy, right? Because you would make the best choices. That's exactly what's going on with gold right now. I mean, and with forex in general. Give me 1 second here. Let me put this in mute. With forex in general, so you typically can see look left and go to the daily. So that's my kind of like main chart that I look at. The daily will give you will the daily will set you free. Okay? So whenever you see zones, whenever you see price rejecting the same place many times, you can call this whatever makes you tingle your, whatever. Like you can call this liquidity zone, you can call this rejection zone, you can call this resistance, you can call this whatever you want, whatever makes you feel good. But this is definitely a zone of interest. So price typically pulls towards that. And if you tapped only once at least, but like if, for example, if you see that price from here came twice with structure before falling, came here, and before continuing going up, it came here too. You can see this zone here. It came here too, even before continuing up. So that means this is a strong pulling zone. So that means there is a high chance that even if we saw this thing that was, yes, could look like a rejection, is actually a point of interest. So there's a really high chance, which is, I'm going to repeat this. I was openly, publicly bullish since yesterday. Why? Because this became my point of interest, right? If we're coming up, what did price do last time when we were coming up? That's a main question I always ask myself. When we were coming up, for whatever reason, we love this price here. So I'm gonna go for it. And what did I say? Like in all the groups here, every single group, even this one. Gonna pull this coin education one. I'm in many groups. You're gonna notice. Look at this. 1,000 groups. But this is the main group for people of my channel, right? So what did I say yesterday? Look, yesterday at 2:21 p.m. What did I say? 2:21. If price breaks, okay, yeah, all of that happened. But look at this. The 4-hour bullish structure so far has held. That's important. My bias remains bullish for as long as 4-hour hold structure. So that was something also that I wanted to point out. Do not miss the perspective of the structure if you want to hold a trade for longer. I'm talking all of this about holding trades because I noticed that there are many people getting faked out by any single little pull. That's why scalping is a little bit dangerous if you really don't know what to expect. Like right here, why do you take profits at key level? Right here, I'm still bullish, right? But as long as this holds 1854, I have to remain bullish. Why? Because structure has been kept. I know maybe you say, hey, but here you have a lower high and a lower no. No, this is 15. Do this, do this. What do you see now? Look at the 1 hour, even the 1 hour. You see? Higher high, lower high, and this potentially may be a higher high. Now, if we reject this one, now you could start to worry maybe a little bit. Why? Because if this 1 hour rejects and for whatever reason we start to break below, whatever breaks below here, you see this is the new important support to be aware of. Whatever starts to break below here, now we can start to think about, hey, maybe this is a reversal. Why? Well, maybe because if we reject the 1 hour structure, we break below this, now this becomes a double top. That's important. Double tops, they are important. The same way double bottoms are important. Look at this. 1, 2, boom. right? Even 4 hour, I think, did it last time. 1 hour did it last time here. Look, one, two, boom, boom, boom. Like this is double bottom, right? I do look for double rejections. Why do I look for double rejections? Because if you back test the price, you're gonna notice that price levels, strong price levels, tend to be visited at least twice before doing a big a push, and it happens on the daily too. By the way, you can back test this with gold. You can take a good whole week back test this, and you're gonna see you're gonna notice the pattern. So if I were scalping this, let's go to the scalping thing. Let's remove all analysis and let's go to see if we see, because we're about to open NYC. So I'm just pretty much waiting. Obviously, I have pretty much nothing to do, not much, because I'm already in the trade. But let's see if we can find like scalping entries, which is a little bit harder on. So now we have a rejection zone here. This is important. Now we have this 1 hour thing going on. Nice level here. Now we can pay attention to this. I would pay a lot of attention to this. I would pay attention to this level. This is the 1860 major key level, right? We could, you know, you have to respect the 1860. From here, since it is a key level, psychological one too, you want to pay attention to, you know, if that price could, if you wanted to reject from here and fold the whole structure, it would make sense from here, right? Now, based on what I just shared earlier, right, this is the what I'm looking for. I already TP'd here. I'm looking to TP here, right here, 500, but it's okay. That's pretty much the level. So this is how it looks like, and this is a strong support level. Now, the wick, I would say that is actually around here. You're gonna notice this pattern too. I noticed that pattern like not long ago, by the way, was this year that I noticed that the limits of price for gold tend to be around the 500, the 0.500 levels. So you see me talking a lot about the 0.500 levels because I noticed that the limits are typically around those levels. So I tend to take profits like if the level is at 64, for example 65, this is what I do. You see? Like if the level is 1865, I tend to take profits at around 1864.500. Same thing for this, same thing for this. So from here, now I have to pay attention. I have everything at break even just in case. Because from here, rejection could become a double top on the 1 hour, could be something important. But I cannot make the decision until I see what really happens because none of this has closed and we haven't even opened NYC. We're 1 minute away. Let's see what's going to happen. If I were looking for a buy for a scalping setup, liquidity, boom. Yeah, I mean, there's no question that I would look for maybe any rejection around here to maybe continue going up. And the last little trick that made me pay attention to this, I think you saw it on the other chart, which is I tend to do this. And if I see a pattern, and typically becomes a thing to watch for. And literally tapped here, all the closures above here, continuations going up. So all of this made sense. Oh, by the way, this is also why I know it sounds maybe just dumb, but this is why I said that I was expecting bumpy road. I think it was to Jad that I was saying this. Oh, I wasn't looking at this. Just CPI news. Yeah. Guess gold is gonna drop. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I still have to wait. Like, I prefer to wait before react. To react to price. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh, before the reason why I said this morning in the groups that I was expecting a bumpy road since like this morning, like 6, 7 a.m. Even when we were here, was because when I drew this, I noticed that we haven't tapped into this important trend, and the trend made sense with a key level. That's why I mentioned the 54 level, because it made sense with the 54 area here. You see this? And I said, I expect a bumpy road because it would make sense to grab liquidity from here. So um, look, looks here, look here, look, all of these wicks closing above, and look here. Before we had this, we had all of these rejections here. This is an important liquidity zone, let's say, and we tapped into it before going up. So it makes sense to keep pushing up because we already grabbed the entries here. Unless we start so I'm remaining bullish until we for as long as we hold this level, and that's it. That's it. No no complications here. Now if you want to sell the correction too, while we wait to see if this becomes like a 1 hour double top. Yeah, I don't. You all know that I don't counter trend unless it is like something really obvious, like yesterday here. Like this one was too obvious. I saw this drop, but it was because we had this, and this was Comex coming up and closing like this, so it made sense to sell this. That was a counter trend. But right here, oh well, this is a key level, 1860, and we're about, but still, I'm still, yeah, I'm still bullish. I wouldn't sell this because maybe because I'm expecting the visit today here is that I wouldn't sell here. So I would prefer to wait for this structure to break before I change my bias than not to hold my bias all the way up to here. That's how I would do it. CPI news. Yeah, we have news today. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're a little bit.
I was talking about GBP CPI news. It was in the London session. That is why
Okay.
GJ dropped very hard. It is going down like 158.800. It 30 pips down.
You mean GJ, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, let me move this. How do I move this thing? Check that. Okay, let me pin this, do this, and now I can do this. Oh, there you go. Look, moving up. Yeah, just like, yeah, I wouldn't change my bullish bias until we don't see that level up there, or unless we start breaking below here. Oh wow, yeah, nice drop. Do I have any drawings here? Oh yeah, I do. Oh wow, yeah, I haven't looked at GJ that much lately. Look, wow, grab liquidity from the zone, boom. That makes sense. And this is a daily one. It is a daily zone. Why do I have it green? Oh, I see why. Okay, this is the weekly, this is a daily. But yeah, but this is a daily. We can do this and keep it green so that I know that it's, wow, that's a nice fall. Who got this? Oh, look at the trend there. Clean, clean trend. Yeah, yeah, I remember this trend. Wow, that was a clean cut trend. Actually, if you do the wicks, even better, more precise. Clean, clean. Yeah, who got the? Oh, this was London. Oh, London people got it nice. London people, wow, if I hadn't seen that live, like if I would have looking at GJ and
This was news.
wow, this was news. But
Yeah.
wait, at that point, three was it at three,
Mm,
3:30? Or was this?
let me see.
This is German.
Uh,
Oh, there was not like. Well, I
11,
mean, this is Europe,
2,
right? But
13,
oh,
14.
4:30.
Oh,
Okay. Oh wow, look at that
30
thing.
minutes. Yeah.
So I would have been, if I were looking for an entry here, I would have been, oh, right there. Like I would have been trying to grab any pullback from here. Stop loss would have been here. This would have been a swing, nice swing trade all the way down to here. This is a 4 hour. TP1 for this one, had I been doing this, just like I did with gold today, I would have been TPing here for sure. 50% here, moving to break even. 50%. So why do I have this level here? What is this level? I don't recognize it. What is this? It's black, looks like a weekly. Is it a weekly? No, it isn't. I don't know. I don't know why I have that black line there. It's in nothing land. Not sure why I have it. I would do this. Here I would TP. I would TP2 here. And this is 1 hour. 4 hour, yeah, the limit of a 4 hour wick, which is became this. So I would TP here. Another one, so TP1, TP2, TP3. And who knows, this is going for the weekly at this point. Let me see. Yes, yes. So keep in mind, oh, there's a lot of bearish pressure. So anybody on GJ, there's a lot of bearish pressure. This, remember, we are in the middle of the monthly is bullish, but we're in the middle of a corrective candle. The weekly for GJ, it is still bullish up to this week. If we break below here this weekly, so I think a very important level to keep in mind is 157.45, I would guess it is, or 50. Yeah, I would keep in mind that level because if we break below this level this week, it would prompt a fall down to most likely this zone again here. Very highly probable vision. Obviously, you would have to pass through this, and it would actually make sense. Or actually, sometimes if we're gonna form the support to continue going up, we don't quite get there. We only tap in between, so this could be the level. Yeah, as long as we break below here, and there's good pips in between here. There's good 100 pips distance. So yeah, I would pay attention to that for sure if I were doing this. This is a nice falling knife. Oh wow, this is a nice falling knife. So be aware that I think everybody can expect what's about to happen here, right? There's a really high chance we we have a big reaction from here, and it would make sense to react and bump inside of here before continuing down. Now, if you see this falling and like not stopping here, then yeah, we have way more volume that I would, you know. So whenever you see this breaking without even bouncing inside the area here, then you know probabilities are there for just to continue falling the rest of the day. But that would surprise. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me now that I think about it. Look what it did before. But it was many 4 hour candles. So yeah, this is NY session. Yeah, okay. So congratulations to anybody that got GJ. I'm not in GJ. I'm just showing how I would trade this, swing trading this or whatever. But I'm not in a trade, so I'm not gonna show it so that people don't think that I'm definitely in this one, and I'm expecting a sell from the top if we get there or whatever we have it happens here. Today is a bumpy day, right? That's why I made sure yesterday that I got my buy limits orders placed in place. I mean in place. I have this at break even, but I intentionally left this down here so that anybody that wants to learn or kind of see what I did knows that this was my stop loss. I was expecting price to fall during Asia or London. Last night, I haven't slept too much because at 1 a.m. around 1 a.m. I placed right here. I placed all of those entries, one, two, three, and even this one I didn't like. I thought about placing like a lower entry down here, but honestly, because I really wanted to be sure that I was in bias for gold because of my bias was so strong, I placed pretty much all the risk that I was willing to risk from like on the first three entries and just play the stop loss down here. Um, as you can see, it got activated during London. I was sleeping when I was in, and when I woke up, I was already in like a lot of profits. So that's why it's good to kind of like trust the price action and trust the price zones. And yeah, most of the time you should be in the right side of the chart. This is reacting quite nicely here. Let me see what's going on. Oh wow. Okay. You see, so now that could becomes really dangerous for my runners from that point on. This is this is a really strong rejection here. Yeah, this could become dangerous for my runners. Oh, look at that 15-minute one. Wow, that looks like if this closes below this area here, I think my runners could get screwed really bad. And this could actually drop. But I wouldn't, just so you know, even then I wouldn't sell. PMI news in a couple. Thank you, Carlo. Yeah, 2 minutes away from it, right? This is the one that we were looking at. Let's see what happens. But it's struggling with this. Um, oh, I was saying if we were looking for entries, yeah, let me see. If we were looking for entries. Okay, so if I were looking for entries, to be honest, I really don't like what happened here. I would wait for the news, but I would expect the same thing I said yesterday. I would expect same thing I was expecting yesterday. I would expect the price around the 15-minute candle to form to break structure, to break the resistance, come to support, and continue going up. So that's what I would be expecting. Now, if I look at the 1 hour, how deep can we pull? Already tapped into here. I would be surprised if honestly, I would be surprised if this becomes a double top and we reject the structure from here for two main reasons. Number one is I think this is too much of an important zone for gold before a major rejection based on what I saw in the past. But obviously, like I said, previous behavior doesn't assure you future behavior. It only gives you an edge in probabilities. But also because this here, I think this candle here, I personally think was intentionally, like this structure here was intentionally to get like retailers out of the whatever scalping thing they were doing here. So I don't know, that's how I see it. So I would actually still remain bullish and I would look for buys and anything that looks like about, oh wow. Okay. Okay, there we go then. This is nice. Last trade I added to this position was here. Yeah, became like 2 weeks or whatever. That was the last trade that I added to the position. Still running, by the way. Coming up to my TP. Look, we're about to meet the level. since yesterday calling this one out. So remember, I'm expecting here. I'm expecting a visit all the way up to here today. There's a really high chance we actually see that. Still, I'm tipping here, and maybe leaving like a really piece of, like a representative amount, just in case we see like all the way up here. I'm not gonna lie. If I were scalping this thing, yeah, it looks bumpy. It really looks bumpy. This is nice. Hey, thank you. Have a nice one, Maria. There we go. Woo! Look, 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 look at this. Look. The magic ball is working. With 24 hours not 24 hours, almost 24 hours of like preparation, let's say. TP in here. Wait, let me TP here. Come on, push a little bit more. Woohoo! You see? No, nothing that we didn't plan. Nothing that we didn't plan. This is news, I guess, right? So this is an excuse. So this is news happening. And we have touchdown. Officially. The freaking thing didn't touch down here. Wait. Close half here. Manually closing this thing here. And leaving the rest run. And there you go. Oh, this was sweet. This was sweet, sweet. Since yesterday, when we were here, everybody was bearish. This is interesting. Quite interesting. I'm pretty much done, guys. I mean, this is so we're streaming this, but if you really want to catch the idea, since I'm kind of swinging ideas, you would have to actually be part of any of the groups that I'm part of, because I'm sharing this way before they happen most of the time. So Yeah, from this point on, now I would actually feel good about looking for sales. Dun, 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 dun. What is this? Let me see this. Yeah, Jesus, yes. Adam, sweet. Joseph, well done. Congrats. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Now we just wait. I mean, new home sales in 8 minutes. Now we just wait. I mean, there's not much you're supposed to do at this point. I guess they wanted the new. So, like I said, this didn't make sense to reject from here. Already we saw why. Now from here we've been. So if we look left, we can figure out why I targeted this level. Let's do that. Wait, let me share this. Um, where is this thing? Let me share this. Any pair that you guys? Hello, when did you start trading? How was your journey from start to now? How to join your Discord? The Discord link should be down below in the description. It should be, right? Let me see. Yeah, I think it is. Let me know if it works. The journey was really bumpy. It was really, really bumpy. Um, Let me tell you guys what to expect before I go with that, just in case you're looking for like anything else. This is why look at the daily. This is why I'm expecting potential rejection. Now, if we don't reject from here because we have a lot of volume, keep in mind this is maybe the most important area that I'm looking to to see a reaction from. If for whatever reason we get there this week, 1875, which is why I have a runner, by the way. 1875. Oh wow, we still have something going on here. Oh nice. Oh wow, I'm winning everywhere. Wait, I also have the synthetic thing making me money. Let me take profits here too. Oh, this is a nice year. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna say. If you look left, you're gonna notice this. Look at this. So look at the closure of the bodies, but also keep in mind wicks before closing and rejecting down to here, for whatever reason came all the way up here. Now, the reason why I say there's a probability of price still pushing up is because last time we rejected the daily structure from here, we grabbed liquidity from here. Now, if you notice what price just did to that, I don't know if you can see this clearly, But if you notice, let me make sure that I have this like around here to see it, just in case you guys talk. Uh, yes, I'm missing something here. I'm missing. Wait, let me close. I have too many things open, I guess. Close here, and there you go. Live stream. Okay, here. I think that's gonna be high, and it was the for remove all sellers. I think that's gonna be the high, and it was to remove all the sellers. Yeah, it could be. So now it could do that, but there's a really high chance that we actually break above this and tap into this. So the reason why that also could happen, and which is why like I said, I will remain with some runners. I already TP'd, so now I'm just pure runners, pure runners. So all the way up to here is because last time we grabbed any liquidity to continue going up was exactly from here. So if you notice, you're gonna. So if you see, I'm sorry, if you see, you're gonna notice that's exactly the point. See here. Look at this wick. This is exactly the point where we grab those orders. So that's the trick. Always look for where price grabbed orders to continue somewhere. And in terms of probabilities, it's going to help you out. Now, from here, we definitely could see this thing here and even drop the whole thing, right? But that there is a chance that we actually break above this. So that's why the runners are there doing the dirty job that, runners are just for that. Just for that. At this point, the only thing I can say is keep in mind that we are on a bearish weekly structure, and that this, until we don't kind of like break above here, this what I see here, or above here. So this is the most important level. Oh, look at that. That's pushing hard. Oh, there we go. So we're going harder up. So as long as we don't break above here, this, this is most likely the level from where we could keep dropping, and which is why I would actually say I think I might place the sell limit now, just in case. Just in case, I think I'm gonna sell this. So I'm in buys, and just in case we break above and go here, I think I would place a sell limit. Let me see here. So literally, where the place where I would TP the run is where I would actually enter a sale. So the reason for that, to me, I already explained it, right? I explained the reasoning. It is a good RR, and it makes sense to me based on probabilities. Definitely makes sense. And that's the cool thing about this is that I can actually risk less. I can actually risk for those sell limits. I always risk half. That way, I have no problem with if I lose or whatever. I have a good RR. So let me risk half. Literally placing a sell limit at 1875.28, which is the same place where I would actually expect there a TP if we were to go there. I will sell this thing here. I will sell 1875. So there's a little bit of magic about to happen. I might be wrong, but let's see. 75.28. Why did I pick 28 in the broker? It's because why? I don't like 28. I could do this higher. I could do 700. So I'm gonna do 700. Just in case. Small position here. Here we go. And here, this running. Hopefully, same place where I TP. Actually, I'm gonna TP earlier, just in case, for the runner. Yes, I'm gonna TP earlier for the runner. And here. And pretty much I will take some of today's profits for this order. So I'm not risking any of my capital at this point. I'm just risking a little bit of the profits. If we reject from here, I would actually expect a reaction from here to around here, moving to break even. Hopefully this happens today. If that happens today, that would be nice, because then we can do this live. Everybody can see this. Unless we reject here. So remember, this is the rejection zone. That's why it is red. So if we don't go higher, we don't get to here, then it's okay. If we get here, I'm selling this. So I'm officially saying this out loud, live, recorded here for everybody to hold me accountable. I would actually sell that limit if it happens today. Okay? Plus, I've been calling that limit since like 2 days ago. Since the weekly outlook, I've been calling that limit. So yeah, wow, there's a lot of volume. So I'm a little bit scared about gold selling that limit just because there's way too much volume going on, right? Freaking weird that thing. But the level is too strong. Why would you? This is 10 a.m. Why would you break above right from below here with just one daily? Wait, let me see the 4 hour. Yeah, even the 4 hours started way too, like, started right down here. So it would be weird if this 4 hour breaks this freaking level just by one shot. Yeah, definitely good. Definitely a good setup for me. I already explained why. Okay, so when did you start trading? How was your journey? Okay, let's go for that because I already explained what I'm about to do if this happens. So hopefully this happens live, and there you go. And you're gonna, like, if this happens, then we're gonna see what the heck is gonna happen, right? Because this one, this entry here. Let me put the level here. It's 75.700. No, yeah, 75.700. Why is it 75.700? Isn't it too low? It is a little bit too low. I don't know why I keep doing that. It's the broker, I think. Yeah, it is the broker. It's giving me like a false entry. I like more 76.600. Let me do that. Sell limit around here. Yeah, I'm gonna do the limit 76.600. I like more. Definitely. Okay, the trading. I started trading forex specifically, not only like 2 years and a half ago. 2018, but really no, it was actually 2019. 2019, yes, 2019, 22. Yeah, it was officially when I like officially started trading like a live account. It was November 2019. I didn't know nothing, obviously, like anybody, and also the thing is, I took like 3 academies, and like I felt like I didn't know anything. Um, Let me see. I have students from my academy here. Yeah, so they can tell you but it's a Spanish academy, so I have nothing to sell you guys. You speak English, all of you, so I have absolutely nothing to sell you, and I really don't care if you join mine or whoever's, as long as you guys find somebody that can help you, because I did that academy out of frustration. Not that's like that academy is not even a business to me. Like to make see this is nice. So from keep in mind, if we reject this zone, from this zone and below, I could look for sales if we reject from here, but I'm still not looking for sales. But from this zone, I see a double top or whatever. I could sell that one because that would make sense. But I'm still looking for this. Um, you already live doing this? Yes, 100% from trading. I live 100%. But the funny thing is, I lived from trading since pretty much the first year, because then what I did was I was starting crypto trading, and because I was into crypto since 2016, but not as a trader. So I was following some accounts here and there, and I knew a little bit about it, not so much to trade. So what I would do is, let me monitor this. So what I would do is, I started investing, and crypto actually lost a lot of money, by the way, because I didn't know how to take profits. Um, and but still learned, right? And then on and then like November 2019, it was no, it wasn't there. It was like around July. I decided I had it's a long story, but I decided that I wanted to learn trading because I didn't want any partners. I already had a bad experience. Everybody knows my story, who's been here. I guess I'm gonna post the link because I even got an interview from that business. I used to sell sanitary napkins for ladies. Imagine that. Um, and that was my business, nothing to do with trading. And I was messed. I got into trouble because of my partners. So I didn't want any partnership with anybody after that experience. I was left with over $1 million worth of debt. It was too much for me. So I decided, you know what? I noticed that with trading, you don't need anybody. Oh, thank you, Franco Emmanuel. Yeah, he's one of my members or students, and yeah, it's but it's in Spanish, like I said. So I was frustrated, and I didn't want any partners. So what I did was, you know what? Let me just kind of like learn and try to be my own partner. And trading gives you all of that. So you could be, trading will give you those tools. You don't need anybody for trading. Um, I guess this was the setup, right? For the entry, this was kind of like the setup here. Look, just noticed. For anybody looking for continuation buys, it's just I was already in, but I guess this was the entry. But the what did I? Well, oh yeah. So I started I started like taking courses, and then that's when I found out about the marketeers, like the people that sell courses. I have a big problem, big problem with any teacher that sells a course of trading and is not willing to trade live. Have a big issue with that. And yeah, that became a big issue for me because then I started taking their courses, and what they would do is they would do the BS move of, wow, this is a nice rejection now. By the way, this is a BE, so but what they would do is they would only post profits on Instagram, number one, and number two, they would um they would never trade live. They would never trade live. Look, this I'm doing this for free. Then when they would trade live, like one guy that I remember I was about to join his academy, then he was charging like $1,000 to trade live with him, $1,000 a month or something like that. So yeah, it's just soy de hispano de México, difícil encontrar academia que enseñe de verdad como trading. La mayoría son multinivel. Hasta que conocí a Raya y todo cambió, la comunidad que es. Yes, sí, Jesús, así es. Um, so it was like, it pissed me off. And then, yes, I met Raja too, live. Because if you look for it, you're gonna find. But I met Raja later. Like I met Raja in. Okay, so I started my journey. Officially, I started my journey because my first course that I bought was in 2017, but I wasn't officially trying to become a trader. Wow, this is a nice reaction. I wasn't officially trying to become a trader right there. I was still in the process of dealing with my problems. When I decided that I was gonna become a professional, was in June 2019. Now, by that point, I bought like two other more courses. I'm not gonna mention names, but they were really crappy and they were really famous. And if I mention the name, everybody will know the name. But I don't want to be in the middle of any stupid fight with other traders. I don't need that. I don't even need, I need myself, which is great. Makes me free. I only need my family, God, and myself, and that's pretty much it, and friends. But then what started to happen was that I took those courses of these famous people on Instagram with Lamborghinis and all of that BS, and they were really bullshit. They were like really dumb courses. Risk management was awful. I was getting desperate because then you would finish the course and they would not give you a strategy. They would not tell you how to execute, what to look for. They would only tell you, oh, this is trend line trading, for example. Trend line trading. You guys see me drawing trend lines. Yeah, I use trend lines, but that's a resource that I use as a confluence. But I also know how to execute, and I teach in the academy how to execute based on the trend line, right? I even teach it for free here, right? Pretty much everything. But I teach you how to do that. If you want to do Fibonacci's, yeah, I teach that. I used to fit trading before. I don't like it anymore, but I teach it. I mean, you can do that. I prefer levels and even trend lines above Fibonacci's, but whatever. And my first, out of frustration in 2000, out of frustration out of in 2000, I remember clearly October 2019. I created my own strategy. I was frustrated. I didn't know how to freaking trade. I wasn't profitable. I didn't even know, like, so I don't know if that happened to you guys when you enter a trade. The moment you enter the trade, that's exactly the place where price would actually retrace. Like you would enter for example, I would enter like a buy here, and then price would fall exactly from that. Like I was literally buying the top and selling the bottoms. Like if I would enter like a sell here, that's exactly where price would just go against me. And I felt like, man, should I be trading, you know, whatever I think about trading, I should be trading like opposite. That's what my conclusion was, right? But it was big because I didn't have really any idea. So I've said this many times. I bought like books, like Naked Forex was one of the books. This thing is blurring the name, but Naked Forex as a book is really good. But it really didn't, like, I didn't even finish the book entirely because I already had created like my strategy by the time I was reading everything everywhere. The only thing that this book confirmed was something that I was doing, and I didn't have a confirmation if I was doing the right thing. And the book literally, um, remember that the book literally kind of like specifies how important that is, and it has to do a lot with back testing and all of this. And I was already doing that, so the book pretty much was like a confirmation if I was doing something. This is nice. This is a nice reaction to the level. You notice? So if you notice, this is the level we kept mentioning yesterday. Look, this is the limit, and look at the freaking reaction exactly from there. Remember, right now at this point, this is just a runner, but here was the TP, and look how beautiful that reaction is, which is what you can expect from gold to do from a strong zone. So at this point, anybody's kind of like scalping. If you were to, I don't know, let me see. If you were scalping this thing out, I guess you can see it, right? But now the tricky part about trend line trading is you could literally do this, but be mindful and be aware that yeah, you could actually look for entries here if we you start like rejecting here. But there's a little bit of an issue with the fact that this is a strong zone. So when you bounce from a strong zone, the trend lines tend to break. You can actually you can actually take that node and backtest that one. You notice every time I say something, I don't want you to feel that you have to believe me. I always say backtest whatever I say. If I say yeah, trend line tends to break after a visit of a strong level, look, then you backtest that. Don't take my word for it. Just don't believe everything I say based on then maybe I'm like doing this live a lot of times and winning a lot. Still back test. Now, if you see a rejection from here, you see a structure forming, little support forming, and then you see the same formation you saw around here, for example, or the same formation. I think it was down here. You see this one. This is a nice classic one. Then you can actually say, look, the reaction, and maybe buy the reaction. I'm sorry. And from here, look, you can actually expect price to continue going up. But keep in mind, we had the bounce from the level. So, hey, thank you, Yusuf. Thank you. You too, brother. So basically, so to make the story short, I ended up creating a course to not only help anybody of my friends that wanted to learn, but also to force myself to learn like as deep as possible. And because I have a theory that when you learn the most you can learn the fastest when you have to teach somebody else, because now you cannot bullshit. Now you have to really understand what you're saying. You really have to like digest what you're learning. So that was a theory I had. I played with it, and I decided, okay, you know what? I have like almost like $4,000 worth of courses in my brain, pretty much all worthless, to be honest. I learned more from watching even like many YouTube videos and all like back testing based on everything that I knew. I cannot say that I can trade based on any course that I took. I cannot say that. I'm not trying to be like a smartass. I really cannot say that. I had to create my own strategy. My own the strategy I ended up creating in October 2019 is 85% efficiency any day. I mean, every time I tested, it's 85% efficiency. It was not even with like this. This is naked trading. It was with indicators, and I got bored really fast with the indicators, so I started trying to learn how to trade naked, and then I've met Raja's stream in December, I think it was, but it was more in June. It was more in January 2020 that I started more to kind of like participate. Look, nice reaction here. Participate more from Raja's stream, and the and yeah, that's how I started scalping. I didn't know how to scalp, so so that one I learned how to scalp mostly from Raja. And I say mostly because you notice I combine what I know with what I learned from Raja, right? I'm not. It's like I can take exactly the way, like I can take pretty much almost to like to precision the type of trades that Raja took. Look at the reaction. To precision the trades that he takes, but he's better than me by far. The way he looks at the market, like for example, he can counter trend the markets really easy and make money. I'm not that good. Like I avoid counter trending markets unless I see like a strong confirmation, because yeah, I'm not that good. He's like at another level, let's say. But I'm good enough to be profitable, which is on the only thing that matters to me at this point. And that I feel like I can learn from others and I can maybe teach others whatever works for me. It doesn't mean that I'm right. It only means that it works for me. So yeah, that's how like the process was really hard. Not gonna lie, I was depending and relying from trading pretty much from the beginning. I wouldn't recommend that. I would suggest that if you have a steady income, that's better. I would not suggest that you go and try to make a profit and leave off trading like having nothing as a backup. I did have a business deal that was providing me in the process for a while, but that deal ended like I think over a year ago now at this point. So it was a little bit, hard, kind of trying to figure out, okay, I have to be profitable by this day or by this day, and that made a lot of unnecessary pressure. That planted like a lot of unnecessary pressure on my head. I guess this tap was valid to continue going up, right? Let me see. Yeah, I think it was valid. I think from here, yeah. I mean, we already tapped into it. Oh wow, we tapped into it aggressively. Wait, this is the limit where we tapped? Oh wow, in even above this. Hmm, that's interesting. So, the so what I would say is, so my only suggestion I would give any of you is, if you want to learn and buy anybody's course, trade academy, whatever you want to call that, um, I would suggest you do that from somebody that is willing to coach you personally, if possible. I'm not saying that because I do it. I saying I'm doing that because I noticed I needed that. I would have appreciated that. I didn't have that. Or if that person cannot coach you personally, I would suggest at least the person is willing to trade live. I see a lot of people chasing big lots and big wins, and people showing, I don't know, whatever amount, like $10,000, $5,000 wins, and blah blah blah, and but not showing any type of strategy on how they made it. Obviously, I'm not talking about Raja because he trades live. He's literally doing what I'm doing, and I learned from him to trade live. Um, Even though, curiously enough, I was trading live before I met him, but still, that's why I respect him even more. But I'm talking about those traders you see online that they only show profits. They don't show you how they made it. Uh, I would avoid that. I would avoid any trader that is not willing to take trades live at all, or at least explain why. Like, for example, you guys see, if you're in the groups, you guys see everything that I already had executions. Like, I even, that's why sometimes I share the pips and the end when I enter and all of that, even before I enter, of the MetaTrader, is just so that you see that I really executed on that, but not necessarily like the amount that I'm making. Because if you don't focus on the amount, you that could be hurtful to you. I'm just saying that because it was hurtful to me. I lost a lot of money because I was watching other traders making $10,000, $5,000 in one trade. I was still learning, and I said, "Man, he's making 5,000. Maybe I can get lucky here." And then I would over risk my little $1,000 account, my $100. I think I only lasted for like a couple of weeks with the $100 account. I got frustrated. I mean, I have a theory about that. So I created like a $1,000 account, and I would over leverage, over risk, and obviously ended up losing way more than I should have, because now I saw somebody making 1,000, I don't know, $500, $200, whatever, for a $1,000 account. You're like, remember, if you're risking 1%, 2%, that's $20, and you shouldn't lose more than $20. And yeah, that messed me up. So I decided that, what's more important than, guys, I think this bounce from here was good. Uh, the what I would actually say is, be mindful of not chasing big wins from somebody else. Focus on chasing the ideas and trade ideas or trade strategies that make sense. And that way, yeah, I think we're gonna revisit. Okay, so anybody that was looking for that buy, just look for that. Come back, look at this. Okay, 15 minute hasn't converted, but 5 minute, I think this is a nice setup. Now, from here, you might see like a. Let me see. Now it wouldn't make sense for it to pull back again. I mean, yes, no, it wouldn't. I think the most it could pull back is down to here, but it should push up now again from here. The most it should, yeah. So if it comes here and flips again, then there's more probability this kind of like goes up again from here. But it was a nice bounce from here. Look at that. You see, bounce, closure. Um, Even though 1 minute maybe gave like a small chance there. Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, don't chase big money. Chase consistency. That's all I can say. Just be excited about being consistent. Don't be excited about. I mean, get excited because it can motivate you to see somebody making 10,000, 1,500 dollars, whatever amount is important to you. But be more excited about consistency. And I made the mistake yesterday of sharing in one of the groups like a big amount, and I said, hey, ignore the lot size, focus on the execution. That just want to show that the whole idea and the execution happened, and that's how it would look like. I will not do that again. Because then I remembered yesterday, you know what? People are just way too gossipy, and they're just only, oh, look at that. They're only like chasing that money amount, and they're just only wanting to yeah, if you took those buys from here or even from here, it would make sense. I would on this one it would be a hyper scalp, so I would place stop loss below here to kind of like fill this again. Now the only tricky part about this is if you see this 5 minute candle closing down below here, and then then you could manage risk. If that's what I would do if I were doing this, but I'm not adding anything here. I'm way like this was the last thing that I added today. Um, what was I saying? Okay, so basically, try not to chase money, chase ideas, chase consistency. Make sure that you're back testing enough. Um, I'm not gonna lie. Trading in the Zone, the book, really helped me. I know that you've heard from other big mentors and traders that book, is whatever and blah blah blah. Well, for each their own. To me, that helped me a lot. That book,
I read that book 7, 8 times.
yes, I actually
Yeah.
heard the book because I'm really bad at reading, so I have the audiobook. And the audiobook, it was like I would listen to that like almost once a month when I was trying to learn because I was looking for help from somebody, and and that's it. So the book was where I learned to think in probabilities. That was the main takeaway of the book for me for my life. That, for example, if I took this trade, which obviously I won, but let's say that if I take this trade and I lose, if I see something that looks like this again, I will still take it. If I know that out of 10 trades, I win 7 or 6. If I see it wins 6 out of 10, I'll take it every time. And if I lose this one, it doesn't mean that the trade was bad. If I took the same strategy, it would only mean that there was a probability that I was gonna lose. What book, guys? I just joined. Oh, Wafa. Thank Joel. I have issues with my previous loss in the beginning. Yeah, the book is Trading in the Zone. There's the audiobook is 100% free on YouTube. Look, whoever. So this is the trade idea we just gave live right now. Let's see if it plays out. You see here, I would TP. This is a hyper scalp, right? So stop loss, like I said, stop loss, keep it tight here. Moved up, I would TP around here if we go up, and I would actually start. So you see here, whatever you risk here, you can now move around here, and now you risk less than half of what you were risking, and this is a hyper scalping, yeah. If you wanted to kind of like continuation, I I um I don't like the fact that we're at 10:30 Oh, this is 1030. Wait, let me leave this here just to see if we lose or win this idea. Yeah, 1030. Yeah. Okay, so I would actually take profits here and put a break even. You know why? Uh, not all of it. I would take like half of it, move up break even right here because 1030 tends to create a big wick before moving up, or even 1030 is the actual candle from 1030 to 11. That if price is gonna fall, for example, typically that's the candle that does the like the back flip. So keep in mind the 1030 candle to 11. So I would actually move to break even here and like TP 50% whatever, and yeah, this is hyper scalping. Yeah, I know. It's only like at this point you're only like 10 pips, whatever. So yeah, it is a BS move. If you only, that's why I said take 50 only percent because maybe you risk 2% here. This, if you risk 2% here, the distance from here to here and to here, you then, if you take 50% here, should be the equivalent to 0.7% of the trade, and it was gonna tip you out. Okay, yeah, maybe the good entry was here, the bounce from here, I guess. Uh, I didn't execute this, by the way. When I execute, I say it. I have no issue saying it. This is the yeah. Look, this is the 1030 candle. Typically, it's this is the candle that creates big wicks, or like even if it's gonna continue to go up, this thing could actually deep dig deeper before moving up. So I would stay away from the opening of the 1030 candle if I were in a 5 minute candle. So I didn't. Yeah, I didn't think through that. Even though that would have been a little bit of profit, that was not the best entry. Best entry was down here. The book is Trading in the Zone, and you can actually find for the audio book Trading in the Zone. But the main takeaway for the book is obviously he takes you through the journey, and you kind of like understand what's going on. But he takes you through the journey, and you kind of understand why you should be thinking in probabilities. But this is the audiobook. Look, just trading in the book audiobook, trading in the Zone audiobook, and look, many people already. It's by Mark Douglas. It helped me out. I mean, you can listen to it if you want. If if it doesn't help you, then see the. Let's see if the trend line breaks. Like I said, now that we have the trend line and we have the visit to the limit, let's see if this trend line now doesn't hold. Like it held a little bit here, but I would be interested to see if it retaps or if it breaks below to kind of continue BS in the rest of the day. The trade is over for this move because the move was too aggressive coming upwards. Uh, so yeah, I would stay away from any trader that is not willing to trade live or willing to share the idea. Um, all the ideas I share, all the ideas I am responsible of all of them. I take 100% responsibility of the ideas because I back test when I share something like this. I already back tested this, so I feel safe about. I feel secure that if you back test this, you might see good results. Which is why I always say back test whatever I say. Don't take like if I take a trade, don't take it with me. If I take a trade, take notes or rewatch this. Say, hey, oh, so he explained here like yesterday. Yesterday we broke above here, and I was bullish, and I said the thing on the hey I see you Sanjam. Um, if I said yesterday this, for example, let's this is a good example. Let's say that I shared this in the groups yesterday, right? Which I did. Okay, so the four bullet, the high temper, this is here, and yesterday 2 p.m. Okay, this is Eastern time. So based on what I see, if price breaks above, so the 4 hour bullish structure held, right? Because the 4 hour had closed. My bias remains bullish for as long as the 4 hour holds structure. Okay, based on what I see, if price breaks again 57 by tonight, there's a high chance gold gets to 75. Okay, all of that happened, right? We broke above this zone. It wasn't at night, but we broke above the zone, and you saw how we had the shoot up, right? But the more importantly is this part. There. if, if, and always if, because nobody really knows. Like, I'm willing to put myself on the line out there, but I really don't know, right? I'm just playing probabilities, right? So if you say this, okay, why is he saying that he's gonna remain bullish when everything looked bearish at that moment? Well, because the 4 hour structure held bullish, and we had to tap into, look at this, 1867.500. Where did we tap today? Where did we tap today? What level is this? What do you see here? 1867.500. Was that a sign, a signal? No. Yeah, I mean, it's not a signal. I mean, people take it. I've shared signals literally because I've shared literally entry and stop loss and take profits with like over a day before they happened. But I'm not. That's not my intention necessarily. Like necessarily, I'm not really at all. Actually, the intention is you guys see kind of like the structure and what I see, because that's why I explained them too, so that you can, hey, you know what, this is setup. Like this setup here, this is a setup. I set up this setup. I've shared many times. So far, I haven't lost one. This setup, not this year at least. I haven't lost this setup not once during the year, not once. Uh, Unless there's news. I actually lost one live, but there was news, and that's one of the rules. This is not supposed to happen if there's news. I forgot to remove one that was news and took me out because there was news, right? You don't want to be inside of one. But this is a setup you can actually back test. I haven't lost this setup not once in 2022. This one. Why? Because this setup involves a really strong zone, involves buying the limit, selling the limit in this case, involves being smart about it, not entering if there's news, and it involves also something that is risk management, which is smart TPs. The moment I enter here, I will be monitoring any retracement. I will hold this and I will TP at the nearest level that I see coming down. Nearest level would be, let me see, around here. Okay, so the nearest level would be like around here. If we're gonna continue going up, it would be around 1873, whatever. That would be like a 1-to-1, most likely. So 73. There you go, 73 around here. Yeah, a little bit less than 1-to-1. That's like a point 0.8, point 0.9. Yeah, point 0.9. So point 0.9 R, I'm taking 50%. I'm moving to break even. Actually, you know what? That one should be able to hold longer downward pressure. Yeah, I should be able to hold longer downward pressure. So I could actually hold that one for like until till here, 71, and then move to break even. But my point is, if I'm counter trending, which I would be at that point, if we get there and I get the sell limit there, that's a counter trend because we're coming up, right? I'm literally trusting the zone. So what do? I'm smart about it. I just do this as soon as I can, because for sure there's like a 90% chance. So that's one thing. There's like a 90% chance during like in those zones that when you get here, before you hit TP, you actually see if there's no news, you actually will see a good retracement. Right away, you just do this, and that's it. And now you're risk free. So if the idea doesn't play out, you're okay. You know, you didn't lose anything. You could even move this below the entry, and now you're like, with a little thing, which doesn't count, right? But I'm just saying. So this is a setup. I created this setup for myself just by watching the market intensively. Remember, since I decided that I was gonna leave off this, I really spent a lot of chart time. I have a lot of hours on my eyes watching the chart, the thing live, market live. I even stayed longer than I should have watching the market to see what it did afterwards, which is why now I have a good idea typically. Most of the time, there's one group where I share my ideas for after NYC, for after like 12. It's just like, other traders, actually better traders than me. And so far for the year have been playing out all of them. I always say, hey, by 2 p.m. we should see gold at this level. And I've been doing that just as an exercise and exposing myself in front of them to hold me accountable to the idea, to make sure that I'm not talking bullshit, that I'm not saying just something stupid. So I can really think about it. I really think about, price by 2 p.m. most likely it's gonna get here, because you're gonna notice gold, if it hasn't reached a key level, typically it kind of like gives you a setup for around 10:30 to 11, and then it BS's a little bit, and then between 12:30 and 2 p.m. you see the final move. Tends to happen a lot. You see like another big push on gold for whatever reason. Typically around 1 p.m. is when you see those levels being reached. So now I know that by 2 p.m., if there's a key level hasn't been met, okay, I expect that to be met. Just like yesterday, I kept repeating, hey, I'm expecting 1867.500 to be met between today and tomorrow. There, we are here today, right? Why? Because I kept the higher time frame reference. Anything that happens here, so that's a problem with the scalping, right? The problem with scalping is you miss a lot of perspective. That happened to me even as a swing trader. I tend I noticed that I was losing a lot of the perspective of the higher time frame when I was scalping only for a long time, and I was even getting scared out of trades that when I noticed and closed early and whatever, and then when I checked the charts, like over 80% of the trades that I took, had I held, would have been TP'd, and that also happened to me, and that messed me up. So I started just holding trades for longer, and that helped me a lot. I mean, for me, because I try to buy levels that I feel that are really good levels. This one here was easy this morning, right? Because I said, hey, watch the 154 level, because if we this is the last level from where we could tap and continue the push up, and because like I said when we started the stream, I was expecting the visit all the way up to here. So since I remained with the higher time frame in mind, now I had more certainty of, if I see something that looks like a buy, I will take the buy. Like this looked like a buy, this looked like a buy, and this looked like a buy. The buy from here would have been better, right? For sure. I did it, but this one I didn't. I didn't call it here on live, so I cannot take credit for none of that. But I'm just saying, if this looks like a buy, take it. If this looks like a buy, take it. If this looks like a buy, take it. The moment you are aware of a price level that hasn't been reached. So that's the final thing. You see me so certain about when I execute. If I execute live, I might have to start the stream earlier, because then I noticed when I was doing the streams at 6:30 and stuff like that, I could execute live and everybody could see it and all of that. If you notice the earlier streams, you're gonna notice I executed a lot live. But lately, I have been taking the entries, and I'm already in, so there's not much I can do, because I'm not gonna be over trading just to, that's my money. I'm not gonna overtrade my money just to teach. um, if I am already here, this is a risk-based profession anyway. So even if I see like a good entry here, for example, but I already had entries from here, and not to mention I had this entry from down below here, right? Like I just added another position here. Why should I risk like another entry here when I already in profits and for the day, right? So that's how I see the market. So no need for that. But this looks nice. So yeah, that's it. Do not. I know it sounds. Maybe you've heard this 1,000 times. Oh, look! By the way, this looks like a buy setup on the 15 minute. The moment we break above this wick, typically you see yeah, you see that I was gonna say, the moment you break above this wick, you're gonna see a push up, because this grabbed the liquidity from the zone. So from here, typically like this setup, I actually take this setup. Not now on NYC. I like that specific setup during pre NY. When I mean, if this would have been happening at 6:37 a.m., typically I would actually place entry here. Like for example, if I risk 2%, I would risk here 1%. I would place stop loss here and see if this actually pushes up based on the probabilities of this continuing to fill the zone again, and I would remain with the um, stop loss below here. I think this works also for NYC, to be honest, this setup. And then if you see a retracement around here on the 5 minute support again, you could actually add another position. But that one, so this one is typically a setup that I used to take before NY open. By the way, the setups for NY before NYSC, they none of them, they don't really work all of them. By the way, just keep that in mind. Not all the setups work. Like not all the setups for NY. This is one. So this is one setup. There's another setup which is let me see the 30 minute. Oh, the 30 minute is bearish. Okay, so that's not really good. Okay, so this is not a setup. This is not the setup that I was talking about. The setup is the. Let me show you the setup. Oh, look, this is one. So the moment you break above this wick, look, this is the wick. This was tricky, right? Because this is NYSC, right? But look at the setup. This is it. You don't want this. This is not the setup. The one that I drew was not it because this is bearish. You want but not bearish, but because we arrived the limit, and you want something like this, which is a break, a clean break of the level, and that we haven't reached this level. So from here to here, it would have worked out. From here to here, we already tapped into the level, so that's not the setup. But from here to here, this is what I call the counter candle entry. And they're mainly based on the 30 minute. Then the only thing I don't like about that setup is typically you don't get a good R. Because you're banking on the continuation above the break to go to the next potential resistance. But the problem is you should not have the resistance being met so early. Like you see this, the continuation to revisit the resistance, then typically I would like want to see like a 30-minute candle from here to close bullish before I go for this same setup. But here you have it. Look, you have the counter candle here, bullish, then this one, and then the break above this. Then they would play out better. But on the 50-minute, it looks like that. Like if you pay attention and you see it like this in the 30-minute, this is literally the setup. You enter like here, and you aim here. You put the stop loss below here. You can backtest this one, but it has to make sense with the structure, right? Do you also trade London setups like Raja? In theory, I trade London because I place buy limits most of my life, the last 2 years. Most of my trades that I win are buy limits, and they all, I don't know why, but I mean most of them, and they trigger during London. I'm slipping when I'm trading, literally. That's why I used to joke about it. Yeah, setup here is not good. I would leave this alone at this point. But I used to joke about that I was making money while sleeping because look, this, I placed this, I was sleeping when they triggered. All of this, I was sleeping. All of this triggered, I was sleeping. It was not from here. It was, where was 1 a.m.? I remember it was 1 a.m. Here. So I was awake at 1 a.m. That's pre-London. Oh, this is about to fall from here. Look. Yeah, no buys anymore. I think sales look more juicy at this point. So I wouldn't trade this because, like I said, I don't like counter trending. But I would definitely, if I see another rejection from the zone, it would make sense to me to sell. This one here, I placed last night 3 entries. It was price was here. Price was like around here. I remember, around here. Yeah. So I placed 1 entry here, 1 entry here, 1 entry here, stop loss here. That's it. TP'd, you guys noticed. I TP'd here, TP'd here, TP'd here. I have a small position, really small one. I pretty much close everything here. And I have a really small position just in case. to see if we see this. But it's really small. I really, I really don't care about if we come back to entry at this point. By the way, the one that I have, because this was bigger, I closed everything, and the only one that I have running at this point is the last entry that I had from this morning. So I'm more than likely it would tip me out. It would take me out today. Um, it was the one that I took like around here. No, it was around here. Sorry, around here. 56 here. 56. Right here. This is the last entry I had. Right here. So this is the only one running at this point. I closed everything else. This is a break even, obviously. This was this right before we started the stream. So yeah, this is the only one open. This was over here. So I can actually do this now. This is over. This is not over. This is open. If it doesn't take me out. And I'm expecting limit sell here. So yeah, there you go. Okay, so this is recorded. So you're still in bias? Yes. Yes. This is still open. This is still open. This trade is still open. I don't know if you're in a group with me. Actually, let me share with you the pip count, just so you see that I'm still in the trade. Copy paste and yeah, I don't feel like yeah, this is the only one open at this point. I don't know if this opens stuff. Does this open stuff? No, it doesn't. Yeah, this is the only one. Yeah, you see 73. That red thing that you see there, it's actually that thing, the red thing that you see is the TP from here. I think I could push it down to here, but I would be monitoring if this triggers. But I don't know. I would see. Oh, by the way, so maybe today by 2 p.m. if it really wanted to break, I doubt it. But let's say that it happens, and by 2 p.m. if we were to reach this level, it would be that push that I'm talking about by this evening, around 2 p.m. Eastern. If it really wanted to come here, I doubt this. I was expecting this, but from here is from where I would actually feel better about looking for sales. But for whatever reason it wants to go higher, better for me. I mean, because then I would be waiting with this sell limit here. Here. Oh, look, now we're bouncing yet. Okay, so from here, maybe makes more sense to keep buying. If you see, but you see, then that's the thing. Now we are at 11. I wouldn't trade anymore, so I wouldn't do anything actually. My main concern at this point is that this is a strong area from where we tapped, and now now sells. Even if we revisit up here, now is when you would actually expect. Well, I mean, it makes sense to revisit up here now that I think about it, but now is when you would actually. I would actually start to be more mindful about. Okay, from here, I would prefer sales from this zone, either here or the 75 level. But this one, you see, tap, tap, tap. So every time you tap into that trend line, if it is in confluence with a zone, it typically kind of like pushes up. So yeah, I use everything. I use everything that whatever makes me feel that can help me out with my trading. So yeah, if you guys don't see, let me see GJ just for the heck of it. Nice. Look, What did we say about the reaction of that level? Look. So the cool thing about trading is it really becomes simple if you trust more about the price zones, and you kind of trade with the trend, and you try to enter as close as possible to any zone that you see. So if you trade as close as possible, as close as you can, around any big important level that you see, you should be fine. You should be fine, and you should be able to hold. Like if you buy, for example, if you buy here and you hold, you should be fine up to here, right? If you buy, obviously, and you leave a runner, right? Now, if for whatever reason you see any reject, this is the 4 hour, right? But in the lower time frame, you see any rejection and something happening against here, and you sell nearby here, you have more to gain than to lose, and the R is positive, so that's good too, right? You can hold down to here, then TP here, and who knows, even if you live on a small runner like I just did to here. And if same thing, if you buy from here, you should be, now this is a downtrend, so you don't want to necessarily buy here, but I'm just making the point. If you see a rejection here that makes sense to you, then yeah, you should be fine as long as you buy as close as possible to the level, all the way up to here and then to here short term, because this is a counter trend. So you don't want to hold counter trends for too long. And if you break below here, and you have like a wick bouncing from here, and then you can sell all of this, right? Because this is the most important level at the daily. I think you can see it. Yeah, look, the daily clearly tells you this is a strong level. 156.3.400. So yeah, it's not so difficult. The trick is that you trust yourself. You're gonna lose more money because of the psychology than the strategy, most of the time. That's almost like a fact. Majority of people lose more because of the psychology than because of the strategy. I don't know if you noticed, but if you see an entry and you take the entry, many times you get scared out of it. You close early, even close in loss, and later you see the move. Because if it made sense from a zone or whatever, you just had to hold. Like this morning, everybody was panicking gold. Everybody was panicking. Oh my God, we're going down, blah, blah, blah. Everybody screaming fire. And I was, hey, just watch for my point of interest, 1854. Anything that holds above 1854, I'm not panicking. I'm okay. I would hold my buys. I said it publicly. Why? Because I'm trusting the structure, and I'm trusting the reference of of the context of the market. I think we still have upward pressures today, so that's why I wouldn't necessarily sell from here. I still believe we could retap this zone again before having any type of reaction. Okay, so that's it. 11 a.m. marking 11 a.m. on the dot. I hope that I really hope that the market gives me a setup by NYSE for me, or that if I don't find a setup before NYSE, then we can take it live like we do a lot, because I think the last 2 days I haven't been able to take live trades because I've been in profits already by the time I open. But hopefully we can see like an entry that I like, at least training live. But remember, you guys also can share your ideas, because we're supposed to be here, everybody learning. All of us could share the ideas and kind of try see if that works out or whatever. And it doesn't matter that you lose. I lost, I think it was last Friday. No problem at all. I lost publicly. I was happy about it. I was with the trend. It was a good loss for me. Then I learned from it. Okay, see, maybe this ended up being a double top. Okay, that made sense. Blah blah. Learn from it. Move forward. So don't be scared about sharing your ideas and it not playing out. It really doesn't matter. What matters is that if it works, most of the time, if it works, you're gonna be profitable. That's all that matters. So that said, Yeah, remember to subscribe and like the stream if you liked. If you like to trade live, or if you learned anything or whatever, you can support the channel like that. That's the only thing I re- or request or ask for, because I'm, like I said, I have not, absolutely nothing to sell you. I'll see you guys. What day is it? Tuesday. So I'll see you Thursday. So look, the Thursdays and Fridays, 9 a.m. Have a great day. Do not overtrade. Follow your plan, and always try to improve. Learn from your losses, and you're definitely gonna get better. So have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you guys. If you speak Spanish, I'll see you tomorrow, cause on the other channel. Bye bye, Carlos, Emmanuel, everybody here on Zoom. Bye bye. Bye bye, Taiwa, Anto, Wafa, Yusef, Jesus, everybody on YouTube too. Bye, brothers. Take care. Oh, I'm happy for you, Anto. That's good to hear. I'll see you, brother.